Salute! Hey guys, when we were at the convention, we talked about fakes and phonies, how because of YouTube, they're running rampant, and especially in the 52 blocks. But as I explained to people, fakes and phonies, martial arts fakes, have been around forever. If you check YouTube, you'll see my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brothers knocking on doors and stepping into people's studios and asking what their qualifications are. I will tell you that that's not wise, because you can also catch a case. If there's a fight, if something happens to that studio owner, you're going to be liable. So knocking on people's doors, I don't advise that. But we've always had fakes and phonies, or people that really didn't train, really wasn't on the level, actually going out to the world and opening up schools and opening up studios, going to tournaments, etc., etc. Let me share this story with you. When I was a kid, we used to watch Soul Train. And after Soul Train came the Kung Fu Cinema. Now in the Kung Fu Cinema, what would happen is all of these actors who were martial artists, they would always claim their style, which was some animal form. So one would be lion's claw, the next one tiger technique, the next one dragon tail. They had all these names, falling rain, and they would do this, and we would go outside and we'd practice those moves. Fast forward, I'm a young black belt, I'm at a tournament. I'm not competing that day, but I'm trying to help, so I'm keeping scores. Because usually in a tournament, there are 5 judges, and those judges, when they're judging black belts, are senior black belts. I was a young black belt, so most of those guys were 4th, 5th, 6th degrees and beyond judging. And we're at this tournament, and this man, young man, comes in, and he's got 50 students, 6 to 10, 50 kids packed. And he walks in with all of his kids because he's about to do his kata, his form, and he raises his hand, and all the kids sit down. Now, 50 kids equal what? 100 spectators. It's mom and dad, it's dad and mom, it's mom and sis, it's dad and his brother, it's Uncle Joey, something. So each kid represents 2 people. So there's about 300 people in this gym, and he's got 100 fans. So he begins his form. He does, his whole thing, and he starts doing crouching tiger. He starts doing dragon tail. And we are sitting there laughing. See, the parents don't understand that that's not really what martial artists do. But martial artists understand that. That's movie stuff. That's Shaw Brothers. And he was doing all of these different movements, and he was really getting into it and doing his dance. And finally, they said, all right, stop. Judges, score! 0, 0, 5, 3. The promoter comes over, and this is when I realized martial arts can also be very political. The promoter comes over and he goes, hey guys, look, this dude has brought me 100 spectators. He said that out of his mouth. He said, you need to allow him to do this form again. So there was a martial artist, God rest his soul, we just lost him, but he's a grandmaster, and he always spoke his mind. And his name was Rico Guy. And Rico Guy would say, and he said, look, he's a 0, so I'm giving him a 0. So the promoter says, okay, thank you, judges, and removes all the judges. He sits down, 2 of his guys sit down, and then he talks to the audience. The audience is what? 100 of his fans. He says, we're going to allow Sifu Nobody to do his form again. Sifu Nobody does the form again. It's just as bad or maybe worse, and he gets 5, 6. And to tell you, later on it became in tournaments that they didn't allow you to give anybody any scores less than a 5. But at that day, you could get a 0. So he got 5, he got 6, and he bowed out and all that kind of stuff. And that's an example of a martial arts phony. I don't know if somebody taught him that. I don't know if he thought he could fool us. I have absolutely no idea. But the 52 blocks, ever since I got on the cover of Black Belt magazine, the 52 blocks is seeing a just avalanche of guys who got out of bed and just, oh man, let me show you my blocks. Doing all kinds of ridiculous stuff. Let me say this, in order to be involved in the 52 blocks, you have to master basic boxing. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut. You gotta master that at least. And these guys can't even punch their ways out of a paper bag, but they're playing their ninja music, ninja. They're doing their hip hop imitation, and they're saying, let me teach you how to do this. And this is double whatever they want to call it. And I said that you, the people, can know the difference between good martial arts and bad martial arts, reality and fake. However, maybe you're like those parents were when we were watching Sifu Nobody. They thought that dude was the real McCoy. Maybe you're like them. But let me tell you something. This is why you have to have an organization. This is why you have to be certified. If you talk to any martial artist, the first thing they're going to talk to you about is their certification, because they're connected to an organization that will not allow them to do what I call foolishness, that will not allow them to do fake stuff or stuff that is not acceptable, especially won't allow them to play ninja music. You know what I mean by ninja. You're not going to get 50 kids to walk behind you playing that ninja music, I can tell you that much. Or playing, what's this girl, Sexy Red, it's brown and it's pink. Playing crap like that, nobody's going to follow you. So you're not going to be able to do that. But an organization would be able to tell you that that's not appropriate, that we're trying to relate not only to you and your homeboys, but also relate to children, to teach them how to use self-defense by using the 52 blocks. To women, to teach them how to use self-defense by using the 52 blocks. So we have to appeal to them as well, instead of appealing to the guy in the corner. And then you got these fake jailhouse stories. There is a lot of bums out there. And I know that you're going to talk in the comments, say what you want, but I'm just telling you the truth of what I see. And just like when we were at that tournament and we saw that Sifu Nobody didn't know what he was doing at all, we see you out there. We see you guys doing this phony stuff, doing this ridiculous stuff and trying to call it 52. One guy said, I woke up this morning, I came up with this, and this is just my move. Come on. Somebody said to me the other day, and this was at the convention, he said, we haven't learned that we need to learn first. Learn first, train second before you teach. That's how it goes. Any martial artist will tell you, the first thing is to learn, train, then if you're blessed, teach. What's happening a lot with people is they just making decisions that I'm just gonna fake it. Because that's what it is, it's faking. I'm just gonna act like I'm an authority to this, and because it makes me feel good, it makes me feel like a leader. Like some of these people, you see these courses that teach you how to be a motivational speaker. But I question, how can you be a motivational speaker if you haven't motivated yourself? You can't motivate me, you haven't motivated you. How can you be a martial arts teacher if you don't know martial arts yourself? If you can't do the basic stuff that we require you to do, which is throw a goddamn punch. I'm trying not to curse. Throw a punch. You can't throw a punch, but yet you want to show me something. This is something that we talked about. This is something that we're trying to discuss. And this is why you need to join the Federation. You need to join competent, experienced martial arts instructors. Some of these guys have been police officers. Some of my students, some of the guys in the Federation have been combat veterans. They come to you with real reality-based self-defense and not just a bunch of stories. Got that shit. check the credentials. If he doesn't have credentials and you want to get free martial arts, that's another thing. That guy was probably free. That's why you have 50 kids following him around. But anybody who's trained in the martial arts will tell you the martial arts is not free. The guys who went out to the convention flew a plane out there, stayed at a hotel. This thing costs money to really learn how to do this on another level. So I'm just saying for all of you guys who think that you can just pick it up, and that we've been picking up free 52 blocks for 50 years. And that's why it's in disarray, because there are no real organizations before the Federation who says, we're organized and we want to help and we want to certify you. Guys, put your comments there. I'd like to hear what you think. Tell me about your experience. All my martial artists out there, I want you to share your experience, because we have had fakes and phonies around us. If you're a real martial artist, you have seen fakes and phonies. So here is my advice. You have to learn first, train second, and if you're blessed, then teach. Stop waking up in the morning, seeing some video that I put out, or maybe like Burley put out, or maybe Diallo Frazier put out. Stop watching our videos and coming walking around like, yeah, I'm the 52 block master. Learn first, train second, and trust me, the rest will come. Okay, guys, live clean, fight dirty. Salute.